Yeah, like 5 years, man, I was living in this trailer without power and electricity and showering at Zuma Beach. It was pretty rad. Well, the rad part about it was I was caretaking this empty swimming pool at the top of the world up there. But I was super pickled at the time, man. I was in the midst of my alcoholism, so I wasn't really trying to make contact with my fellow human being. So it was kind of perfect, and then I got really lonely up there. I had the Pal Peralta guys came up, and they were ripping, and then I went down to the bottom of the hill and never had to go back up there, dude. Yeah, metaphysically and just the whole perception issue, man. I grew up as like a hippie kid, man. And then all of a sudden I found myself like hating everybody and everything. And, you know, I was a racist, an addressist, a sexist, and everything to separate me from like everybody else. But you know, the thing was, it's like, that's why I'm a fanatic about skateboarding, man. It like, if it wasn't for the skateboard, man, I don't know where I would have ended up, man. Like that was my whole, it kept me grounded. But I knew I was in trouble, that I was sitting up at a pool by myself and I didn't even want to skate anymore. And then I came off the hill and things started to happen, man. And it's been a pretty cool ride the last couple years. At 42, the rebirth's been pretty cool, man. My birth name's Hamish, but I call that my slave name now, kind of, because that was the name that I was given through the whole system, you know, on the birth certificate and the paperwork and the whole thing. And then I kind of woke up spiritually and came off the mountain. And my buddy died, man, on a motorcycle wreck, all drunk. And it like really kind of put it together. And instead of getting all tripped and bummed out about him, I was like, I'm gonna take all the money I got and buy a laptop. I hadn't had one in like 10 years, and so I saw the little camera light on there, right? And I'm like, what is that? And I hit the button and it could record, and I'm like, boom, the very first one was like, and I was talking about the dream and the whole thing, and I just became the illusion. Like, I'm not about exclusion anymore, like I used to be. So I've had to pay some karmic debt on that level. Like some guy tried to kill me up at Rincon last winter, dude. Like, went cuckoo on me. But the hottest is he's screaming and yelling and spitting at me and trying to get me into a fight. And I'm looking at this guy and I realize it's old me. Like he looked like me. He was saying what I would have said. And I was sitting there, but he couldn't get me. It was like this cosmic test. If like I'd gotten into the fight with him, and he did everything, he jammed his board into my board, spit in my face, the whole thing. But I realized it was just me in the past trying to get the new me to go backwards. And I just wouldn't do it. It was a cool experience, man. I don't really get it. I mean, I love my skateboard, man. I cherish that thing. You know, man, I was sitting there talking to Elijah about it. I've been riding the Marianos for 8 years, and it's the first time I'm riding something else, man. The only board that was my size at the shop was this one, and it had the big set of boobies on it. So no, I thought that was the irony to end up here and not be riding what I normally ride. You know, I'm kind of the last of my crew that still skates. You know, everybody's sort of faded on it all. I want to skate when I'm 100. Don't do what the kids are doing. Just keep the 4 wheels down. Let's skate tomorrow, man.
Glad to see you. I had a funny dream and you were wearing